नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, my name is Engineer Farhan Tanveer and today is our 7th lecture for the series of CCNA 200-30 certification free online course. The topics that we have to study in today's lecture are basically why subnetting is done in case of IPv4 addresses and IPv6 addresses, also how is subnetting performed, the working of a subnet mask, and finally the last topic for today's lecture will be VLSM, that is the variable length subnet masking. So starting from why do we require subnetting? In the previous lecture, that is the lecture number 6, I told you that an IP address basically comprises of two portions. First portion is that of network address and the other portion is that of host addresses. So in case of a class A IP address, I told you in the lecture number 6 that a class A IP address has a total of 24 host bits. With the help of those 24 host bits, we can form 2 to the power 24 minus 2 practical number of hosts. So if you consider a network in which you are using a class A IP address, then because of that class A IP address, you will be having 2 to the power 24 minus 2 number of hosts possible. This is a very large number, and if you have this large number of PCs in your LAN all present in the single area, then this will create a very large network and this will create a very large broadcast domain. Now let us consider the example of a class C IP address. In class C IP address, you have a total of 8 host bits. So with the help of those 8 host bits, you can create a LAN with a host IP address range 2 to the power 8 minus 2. So 2 to the power 8 is 256 because 8 is the number of host bits in class C IP address, and minus 2 the network address and the broadcast address. These are subtracted, as you can see from my lecture number 6 that these concepts were presented in that lecture. So if you haven't watched the lecture number 6, then kindly watch the lecture number 6 before this lecture number 7. So in case of class C IP address, you will be having 254 hosts in a single network. 2 to the power 8 minus 2. 2 to the power 8 is 256 minus 2, 254 hosts. 254 hosts if present in a LAN, and if one PC broadcast, then that broadcast will be copied 253 times. Very large number. And this we are talking about a class C IP address. In case of class B IP address, the number of broadcasts will be large, as there will be 16 bits for the host portion, and in case of class A IP address, the number of broadcasts will also be very large because 24 bits for the host portion. So what you have to do is not to just design a flat network having 254 hosts and these are 254 PCs and they are placed in the same network. This will not work properly, and the broadcast generated and the management will be very difficult for you. So what you have to do is to divide your LAN. The local area network is divided into sub-networks, and those sub-networks work within their own region, and you can say that they have their own network address and the broadcast address. So if someone asks you why do we perform subnetting, then the simple answer is that we perform subnetting to divide our large LAN into smaller chunks. What is the advantage of having smaller chunks? If you have smaller chunks, then the management of those chunks will be easy. And similarly, if you talk about the broadcasting phenomena, then the broadcast will be limited in a particular chunk. It will not move to the other chunks unless you have designed in some odd fashion. The third advantage is that if some fault occurs in a particular subnetwork, then that will be limited to that subnetwork only, and the management is also very good. So the subnetting is performed to divide the large LAN into smaller subnetworks. And second thing is that how do we perform subnetting? So the simple rule is that in order to perform subnetting, you have to extract or take bits from the host portion. As I told you earlier that an IP address comprises of two portions. One is the network address portion and other is the host address portion. Let us consider the example of a class C IP address. You know that in case of a class C IP address, the 4 octets are divided in this manner. These are the four octets. The first is of network, second is also of network, the third one is also of network, and the last octet belongs to the host. So if you want to perform subnetting, then you have to extract out bits from the host portion, not from the network portion. So if you extract out bits from the host portion, then at a minimum you have 24 bits. As you can exceed these 24 bits into the host portion, 24 bits, then you can have 25 bits. If you have 25 bits, then you have taken 1 bit from the host portion. Or you can have 26 bits. These are all CIDR values, /24, /25, /26. /27 means you have taken up 3 bits from the host portion for subnetting purpose. Similarly, 28, /29 and /30. /31 and /32, these are not in use, because if you use these CIDR values /31 and /32, then you will be left with no host in your network. So these two are not used. I will take up these two CIDR values in our video later on, but for present purpose we have taken that we have the subnet mask. Let's say we have the CIDR value /25. Now in case of /25, you have taken 1 bit from the host portion. So 1 bit for subnetting, 1 bit subnetting. Here 2 bits for subnetting. Here you have 3 bits for subnetting, and so on and so forth. So if you have taken up 1 bit from the host portion, in case of /24, no bit is taken from the host portion, as this is the by default value of a subnet mask for a class C IP address, that it is of /24 CIDR value. So in case of /25, 1 bit is taken from the host portion. Now how many subnets can be possible? 2 to the power 1. You can have 2 subnets in this case for /25. In case of /26, 2 bits are taken from the host portion, so you can divide your network into 4 subnetworks. In case of 3 bits, 2 to the power 3, 8 subnetworks. In case of 4 bits, that is the case of /28, 2 to the power 4, that is 16 subnetworks. So if you take up bits from the host portion, that will increase the number of subnetworks in your particular LAN. So this is the way how to create a subnetwork. So these 2 points should be now clear. First is the need of subnetting. Subnetting is performed in order to better manage our large network by dividing it into smaller chunks. And second thing is that how do we perform subnetting? Subnetting is performed by taking up bits from the host portion. If you talk about the class B IP addresses, now in case of class B IP address, you have, this was the example for class C IP address. Now if we talk about the class B IP address, then we have 2 portions for network and the last 2 octets are for the host. So this will lead you to /16 starting point. /16. Now from /16, in case of class B IP address, you can move to /30. And in case of class A IP address, class A IP address has 1 portion or 1 octet for network, while the other are all for host. So you will be moving from /8 to /30. So in case of class C IP address, the CIDR values or the variable length subnet masks, because it is the variable lengthing of a subnet mask, the fixed or default subnet mask for a class C IP address is /24. So if you take up bits from the host portion, then you will move from /24 to /25 to /26, /27, /28, /29, /29 and /30 is the last. 31 and 32 are not in use. And in case of a class B IP address, since the class B IP address has two portions for network, so this starts you with /16, and from /16 you can move till /30. And in case of class A IP address, since the first octet belongs to network, then you can start from /8 and you can move till /30. So this is the basically the variable length subnet masking, or you can say that it is the variable length CIDR values. Now moving to our next topic, that is the working of a subnet mask. Now how does a subnet mask work? That I will make you clear, but before this topic I want to clarify one thing more, is that let us consider a simple example of a class C IP address, and we want to calculate the number of subnetworks and the number of hosts in it. So take up this example which I am writing over here. Let's say we have an IP address belonging to the class C, that is 192.168.20.245. This is our IP address, and along with this it is given to us /28. So I already told you that /28 means 24 bits are fixed for class C IP address network portion, while the remaining 4 bits are taken up from the host portion for implementing the concept of subnet masking. So that I am going to perform over here now. So /28 will now be translated as 24 bits by default for network and 4 bits for subnetting or subnetwork design. These 4 bits are basically extracted from the host portion. Now the total IP address is of 32 bits. So 24 and 4 is 28. Now you will be left with 4 bits only for the host portion. Earlier, if you talk about the default subnet mask /24 CIDR value, then for /24 CIDR value in a class C IP address, you had a total of 8 bits for host portion. So that was already communicated to you in our lecture number 6, that with the 8 host bits you can create a total of 2 to the power 8 minus 2, that is 254 host ID range. But here the host ID range will now be limited, as you have divided your network into subnetworks. So how many subnets are possible here? With the help of these 4 bits you can find the number of subnets. The number of subnets are 2 to the power 4, which means 16 subnets will be there. 16 pieces of your original network, with each chunk having how many number of hosts? 4 bits for host portion, that will be 2 to the power 4. As I told you earlier that we have always to minus a 2 from the total number of host IDs, because this 2 is for the network address and the broadcast address. These 2 addresses are not involved in finding the number of hosts. So this becomes equal to 14 hosts. Now what does this whole data tell us? Basically this data is telling us that by performing subnetting, that is using a CIDR value 28 instead of /24, that was the default subnet or CIDR value, you have taken up /28. With this /28 and this class C IP address, you have a total of 16 subnetworks, 16 chunks, and each chunk having 14 number of hosts. So this is the way to perform subnetting. Let us take up another example so that this whole thing is more clear to you. The same is your IP address for a class C IP address, and I am taking now CIDR value equal to, let's say, /29. With /29, the default class C CIDR is basically /24, and if you have moved to /29, it means that for subnetting, for subnetwork bits, you have taken 5 bits from the host portion. 29 minus 24. number of subnet bits. Number of subnet bits can be found by subtracting CIDR, given CIDR with the default value of CIDR. So the given CIDR is /29 and the default value for class C CIDR, this is the class C IP address as it is having 192 in it. This is class C CIDR, default 24, 29 minus 24 is basically 5. So how many number of subnetworks can be possible? Number of subnetworks will be 2 to the power n, 2 to the power 5, that is 32 subnetworks or 32 chunks of your original network will be performed. Now what about the number of host IPs in each subnetworks? How many laptops or how many PCs or how many smartphones can you connect in a single subnetwork? That can also be found. In order to calculate the host bits, you have the formula 32 minus given CIDR value. 32 minus given CIDR value is 29. So you have 2 bits for the host portion. So how many number of hosts are possible now? Number of hosts is equal to 2 to the power 2, but as I have told you earlier, then you have to always subtract a 2 from the host ID range. 4 minus 2 is 2. Only 2 hosts will be placed in each subnetwork. So with this working, you can say that you have a total of 32 subnetworks and each subnetwork will be having only 2 hosts in it. So this is the concept of performing subnetting. So subnetting lets you divide your large network into smaller chunks and then to better manage that network. In case of a class C IP address, subnetting starts from this variable and subnet masking. For class C, it starts from /24 and moves till /30. For class B, it is from /16 to /30, and for class A, it is from /8 to /30. Now one thing that I want to make clear here now, why don't we use the CIDR values /31 and /32? I told you that the CIDR values can maximum go up to /30. So why don't we use /31 and /32? That I am making clear now. If we use an /31, so /31 means number of host bits. How many? Number of host bits has the formula 32 minus CIDR. 32 minus 31, only 1 bit for host portion. Only 1 bit. So how many hosts will be there? Number of hosts per subnet can be found by 2 to the power 1, but you have to subtract out 2 also for the network address and the broadcast address. So you are left with nothing. 2 to the power 1 minus 2. This is 2 minus 2. This is 0. So you are left with no host in the subnetwork. So what type of network is this? So it means that /31 is not possible. And why /32 not possible? /32 leaves you with 0 number of host bits. If you want to calculate the number of host bits, 32 minus CIDR. So what are you left with? 32 minus 32, this becomes equal to 0. So there aren't any bit for the host portion. So how will be the number of hosts per subnet found? So this is the reason why we don't use /31 and /32. We only use up till a maximum of /30. So now moving to, and this is called basically the variable length subnet masking, because you are varying your length. For class A /8 till /30, for class B /16 to /30, and for class C /24 till /30. You are varying the length of your subnet mask. Now I am going to tell you about basically how do these CIDR values get translated in the form of subnet mask. Let us consider the example of class C IP address. Class C /24. /24 is basically 255.255.255.0. That was told to you in lecture number 6. Then /25. /25 means you have taken out 1 bit from the host portion, and that 1 bit is the MSB. That 1 bit, because the 8 bits are basically like this: 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2 and 1. So oblique 24 means 255.255.255 dot and one more bit means this bit is 128. So if you see an oblique 25, then it means that the corresponding subnet mask will be this 255.255.255.128. Similarly, if you have an oblique 26, then it means 255.255.255. These are 24 bits, and then 25 and 26. These two will be added, and these two will become equal to 192. Then oblique 27 will be 255.255.254 because you will be involving this 32 also. Oblique 28 means 255.255.255 and then 240 because you will be adding up this 16 also. Similarly, oblique 29 is 255.255.255 and adding up this 8 becomes equal to 248, and oblique 30 is basically 255.255.255 and finally 252. And I have told you earlier that oblique 31 and oblique 32 are not possible. This is the range of the class C Sider values, or this is the range for the class C variable length subnet masks. This is the variable length subnet mask. Your subnet mask is varying in length. Now talk about the class B IP address. In case of class B IP address, this all starts from oblique 16. This all starts from oblique 16. So I am going to tell you about the class B variable length subnet masking. This was for class C. Now class B. Oblique 16 means 255.255.0.0. Then oblique 17 will mean 255.255. Turning on one bit becomes equal to 128. 128, then 192, then 224, then 240, then 248, then 252, then 254, and then 255. This is all about the class B IP addressing, subnet masking, variable and subnet masking basically. 255, 255, 255.255, 255.255. This is oblique 18, oblique 19, oblique 20, oblique 21, oblique 22, oblique 23, and oblique 24 comes back again to the class C starting point. So this is the setting, and for our class A, the class A starts from oblique 8. So what will be oblique 8? 255.0.0.0. Then oblique 9, turning on one bit, 128, then 192, 224, 240, 248, 252, 254, and then 255. This will be equal to oblique 16. 255.255.0.0, then starting again from oblique 17 till oblique 30. So this is the way to calculate the variable and subnet masking for different classes. So I hope that this point is clear to you. Why do we perform subnetting? How do we perform subnetting? By taking up bits from the host portion and variable and subnet masking. These three topics are now covered. Now we are left with the working of a subnet mask. How does a subnet mask work in case of networking devices? So I am going to tell you with a simple example. Okay, how does the subnet mask work, or what is the prime advantage of a subnet mask? So consider this example. Consider an IP address. Let us say we have an IP address 192.224 or 192.225.90.71, and with this IP address it is written to you that this is oblique 29, and someone asks you to which network address, or what is the network address of this corresponding IP address, to which network this IP address belongs to. Now the subnet mask will come into play. Oblique 29 basically means 255.255.255. 128 is for oblique 25. 192 for oblique 26. 224 for oblique 27. 240 and then 248. Basically this is 248. Now what you have to do is to just perform AND operation, bitwise AND operation. What is an AND operation? An AND operation is basically 1 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1, 1 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0, 0 multiplied by 1 is equal to 0, and 0 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. AND operation is basically binary multiplication. So if you have this 192, then how will you convert this 192? This 192 is basically double 1 and all zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This corresponds to 192. This is 192 basically. 128 and 64 when added, this becomes equal to 192. Now about 225, we have to convert this 225 in the format of binary. So I am writing with 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is your 192 portion. Dot. Now 225. Taking LCM of this 225, converting this decimal into binary form. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 is left, 2 5s are 10. Then we are left with 2 6s are 12. This is 0. Then 228. This is 0. Dividing simply. 14 is 0. 2 7s are 14 is 0. 2 3s are 6, 1, and 2 1s are 2 is 1. 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1. This is basically the binary for 225. Now moving to the 90 portion. 245, then a 0, 222, then a 0, then a 1, sorry, 1 will be left over here. 211, 0, 2 5 are 10, 1 is left, 2 2 are 4, 1 is left, 2 1 are 2, and a 0. 1 0 double 1 0 1 0 1 0. Since these are 7 digits and we have to write this in the form of 8 digits, then I am placing over a 0 over here, 0, then 1 0 double 1 0 1 0. And finally the last portion is 71. Now converting 71 decimal into binary form. 235 the 70, 1 is left. 217 the 34, 1 is left. 2 8 the 16, 1 is left. 2 4 the 8, 0 is left. 2 2 the 4, 0 is left. 2 1 the 2, 0 is left. 1 triple 0 triple 1. These are 7 digits and we have to write in the form of 8 digits. So a 0 is placed before writing this octet value. So now this is 90 and this is your 71. Now talking about the subnet mask, what does the subnet mask do? Basically we have the subnet mask 255. 255 means all ones. All ones. This is 255. Another 255, all ones. 8 of them. All ones. And finally 248. Now 248 is 128, then 32, and then this is 29, 29. These are total 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. These are total 29 bits. 8 and 8, 16, and then 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 32. This is basically the subnet mask. This is the IP address and this is the subnet mask. Now I am going to perform the bit by bit AND operation. What does an AND operation do? An AND operation simply multiplies these two. So if we multiply this 1 1 1 1 all ones with this, then this will become equal to simply 192. 1 1 the 1, 1 1 the 1, 0 0 0 0 0 0. And similarly here 1 1 the 1. Similarly this will also be the same. and finally this one, 1 0 the 0, 1 1 the 1, 1 0 the 0, 1 1 1 0 the 0, and then another 1 0 the 0, and these three bits are 0, so they will get multiplied with these three ones, making them equal to 0 also. 0 1 the 0, 0 1 the 0, and similarly 0 1 the 0. So now what is the network address coming out? This is simply 192, this is simply 225, and this is simply 90, and what is this? 128, then 64, this is 64. So this is the way to find out the network address which is used by a networking device. There is a shortcut method for calculating this network address that I will be telling you later on. But basically what a networking device do, what does a networking device do is basically it performs the AND operation between the subnet mask and the IP address to find out the network address to which that IP address belongs to. So we can say that now 192.1, 192.225.90.71, this IP address belongs to the network 192.225.90.64. This is the network ID of that network to which this particular IP address belongs to. Now coming to a shortcut method, how to find the network address of this IP address by a shortcut method, because this is a very cumbersome method. Who will perform this bit by bit AND operation in an examination? So there is a shortcut which I am going to tell you now. This working should be clear to you now. This is basically what is being performed by the electronic board, the PCBs present in the networking devices. So now moving to the shortcut method that we will be using in our numericals later on in this IP addressing portion of our course. Basically what you have to do is to check out the subnet mask, and that value should be focused by you which is other than 255. What is that value which is other than 255 and 0? 255, this is also 255, this is also 255, this is 248. This value of 248 will be used to find out the block size. What is a block size? If you want to find out the block size is basically calculated by simply subtracting from 256 this value which is other than 255 or 0 in the subnet mask. So the value other than 255 or 0 in the subnet mask here is 248. So simply use it and find out the block size. So block size came to be 8. Now the subnet IDs will be like this. Subnet IDs will be like this. This is which class IP address? This is the class C IP address. So class C IP address, this is fixed network portion, this is fixed network portion, and this is also a fixed network portion. So the starting will take place from 192.225.90.0, because these three portions cannot be altered. All the alteration will take place in this fourth portion as it is a class C IP address. If it were a class B IP address, then all the alterations will take place in the third and the fourth octet. But here we have only fourth octet for alteration purpose. So now keep on adding this block size in that octet from where it is obtained. This 8 was obtained from 248, and 248 was in the fourth octet of the subnet mask. So you have to just add this block size in this portion, in this fourth octet, because this 8 came from 248 and 248 itself belongs to the fourth octet. So fourth octet working will take place. 90.0, this is the first subnet ID, second subnet ID, third subnet ID, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, then adding 8 more, this is 56, and finally after 56 you have this 64, and if you further add 8 in 64, that will exceed, that will become 72. So this network address 192.168.90.64 will be having this value .71. 192.168.90.64, then 65 will come in this, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. After 71, from 72, the next subnetwork will start. So this is basically the which subnet ID? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. This particular IP address belongs to the ninth subnet. And basically, one more thing which I want to tell you about this IP address is that basically this IP address .71 is the broadcast address of this ninth subnet. Why so? I told you in our lecture number 6 that is for a particular subnetwork, the first address 64 is the network ID itself or the subnetwork ID itself, and the last IP is the broadcast IP. So it is the last IP address because from 72 the 10th subnet will be starting. Basically the first subnetwork is from 90.0 till 90.7. 90.0 till 90.7 because at 90.8 second subnetwork is started. So 90.0 is the subnetwork ID and 90.7 will be the broadcast ID of the first subnetwork. Similarly, 90.8 is the second subnetwork ID and 90.15 will be the broadcast ID of the second subnetwork. Similarly, 90.16 will be the third subnetwork ID and 90.23 will be the broadcast IP of this third subnetwork. And in between 90.17 till 90.22, 90.17, 90.18, 90.19, 90.20, 21, 22. These 6 IP addresses that you can give to your PCs. So I hope that this whole lecture will be now clear to you. How is a subnetwork arranged? At the top there is a subnetwork ID, at the bottom there is the broadcast ID, and in between you have the valid host ID range. That was the reason why I always used to subtract a 2 from the host ID range. If for practice purpose I ask you about the .48 subnetwork, so what will you say? 192.225.90.48 is the subnetwork ID and broadcast ID of this subnetwork will be 90.55, one less than the upcoming subnetwork ID, and the valid host ID range will be from .49 till .54. I hope that this will completely let you understand the basic concept of the IP addressing and why do we need subnet mask, what is the logical way of calculating or finding the subnet mask, and what is the logical way to extract out a network address from an IP address using the subnet mask, and what is the shortcut method that I told you here. I hope that you will like this video. Kindly subscribe my channel and share this video among your friends. Till then it is time to say goodbye. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.